Hi and welcome to the Aaron Russos podcast. This is part 10 of 10 with a little series titled Cancer Reverser. That's right, Cancer Reverser. The only way to reverse cancer holistically, naturally, is here, and I've shared lots of things with you, and I'm going to share lots more, and there's going to be lots more on my website as well, because that's where we're heading. Now, all of these things that we do with cancer, lots of things cause it, lots of things to heal it, boost the immune, detox the causes, all these things happen. Now, the time when I was attracting people that had cancer just to learn all this sort of stuff, they were the worst of the worst. The diagnosis they had was the worst of the worst. The people were not doing too great themselves. But they're all around today, and, Frank was the best story guy in a coma. Now, in all of these cases as well, we've used other compounds. The only other compounds that I've used are done when I intensely need to make a profound interruption into someone's biology or into their disease. Meaning what I'm talking about is THC, cannabis meds, marijuana, whatever you want to call it. There's two compounds that come from marijuana. One is called CBD. You make two types of CBD in your bone marrow right now. One is an andamide, or GA2 is the other one, or 2AG. Different doctors and medical things call it different names. There's two different types. They're going on right now in your system. So you have an endocannabinoid system which is there to receive it. You have two receptors, a C1 and C2, and lots is known about these. And because I've been studying it for a long time, I've seen lots of changes in what we thought was happening with compounds and CBD and things in the body. I've learned how to make CBD, how to CO2 extract it, full plant, organic spectrum, how to get a profile, third-party tested. I know pretty much what's good. I learned about CBD in the first place because I was trying to heal myself from an anxiety disorder, and I was doing a similar thing. I was boosting my immune, detoxing the causes, and I was doing these therapies in between. For the 14 days in the protocol, I needed to give up smoking cigarettes that I've been doing for many years. And I couldn't work out how I was going to do it. It was actually creating more anxiety and fear of how I was going to stop doing all this stuff. And marijuana, I was smoking marijuana at the time, for these 14 days. So I was like, oh, what am I going to do? And I overheard something, I don't know whether it fell into my intuition through my guides or something, but I fell in there and I was watching this story about this guy. And basically he got over his heroin addiction by using CBD. So then I went to Project CBD and I started networking with CBD people around the world, and in Doka Labs, Tel Aviv, Dr. Mahum and Professor Mahum, and basically I started learning that this compound is amazing. I also learned at the same hand that the Earth's frequency and our frequency, everything's increasing, our consciousness is rising, and basically it's going to be easy to give up addictions in the future. But that wasn't going to help me at that time, so I decided to use CBD for that. I didn't realise at the time that CBD fires that C1 receptor in your brain because we have a system to receive it. And when that C1 is activated, basically it helps regulate our body better. That's its job. Now, what gets regulated? Sleep, hydration, mood, pain, everything. Everything works better. You don't get as much pain. You don't need as much Panadol. Do you understand? Hydration, it'll make you drink. Your mood's elevated. If you eat too much food, it just gets rid of what's not needed. It takes when your bodies are working at optimum. Remember I said about that state of homeostasis? This compound helps you get there to closest to the point of homeostasis where your body does things, it takes over and then starts healing you. So all of these things are happening, which is making everything work better. If you take too many toxins or, it actually fixes that as well. It won't take them into your system. At the moment, your immune system's depleted, your DNA is not what was given to you, you're down and out. So you put toxins in, it doesn't know it, and goes, I'll just leave it here. I'll just store the fat there, I'll just do that. But when those compounds are firing the C1, everything's working better, I've tested it all. I'm not telling you shit I haven't tested. I tested it so well, I had 10 large Whopper meals in one day and still lost weight that day. I was in calorie deficit. So basically, there's more to that story. So I healed myself, and then I find out all these other discoveries, and I find out about the truth about the weight loss and system, and how it's just the gift that keeps on giving. But it came from the divine, so that's why. So and it's, look, at the end of the day, I'm getting to a point where, I've heard all the answers. I've heard all the kickback. I've heard all the, every single excuse that you want to come. I've heard it all, and I don't really care. If you want to live, do this. Listen. If you don't want to die, don't care, whatever, do whatever you want, right? It's up to you. You are the driver. I can't heal you. You have to heal yourself. Okay? You're going to have to address a few things yourself if you want to do it. So what happened was, I found the beauty in CBD. I fell in love with it. It does some amazing things. And it's not like, we're not talking about a pill or a drug or something that, that you take and something's fixed and it's better. You have it, you're producing it in your body, and you have levels. So you can actually have CBD that goes take it for 3 months. Like I took it for a year after I healed myself, and then didn't have any for years. It's not a drug. Do you understand? It's part of our system. Now, the other one is the THC, and the THC just kills tumours, right? It's more with the THC. It's more with the evidence based. Okay, I've just seen every single tumour that's been exposed to THC in that 2019 period, with all the other stuff. So could you imagine, I'll give you an example. There was one guy, and he had a tumour in his brain cavity, and it took up half his brain cavity. They cut it out, and it grew back twice as strong and twice as aggressive. And they're freaking out, because when they get aggressive, it's really downhill fast. The guy's never had a joint in his life, smoked marijuana, tried it, or even been around it. He was a bit of a blokey bloke. So I went there and I said, look, with the diet and this and that, you've got no room to move here. I think we need to do something a little bit more intrusive. And that's where we thought we'd introduce the THC. Now, we've got a brain tumour. So it's a little bit different. Each case is obviously still similarities, but also some differences. So with a brain tumour that was very aggressive in the brain cavity, for some reason, we applied a different, with the THC that is. So everything else we're doing the same, but with the THC, we applied a incremental dosing. Okay, so because, we were doing it in the first place because the guy had never been exposed to marijuana and we didn't want to freak him out. So what we did was we gave him 0.1 of a mil today, 0.2 the next day, 0.3, 0.4. Went all the way up to, say, 1 mil and then started coming back down. Little did we know that incremental dosage has helped in the medical game for 100 years. There's benefits for it for certain things and certain systems, and basically, as we were going up, the tumour started coming down. Okay? Now, we had done everything else bar the THC for a month before, and while we were getting improvements, this was so aggressive. It wasn't worsening. It was just like we were fighting to keep it at bay of where it was. Okay? We're talking about the hugest tumour you've ever seen, taking up, half a brain cavity and then doubling in size when it grows back. Crazy stuff. So we went to the next level with the THC, incremental dosing, came down, and still hanging around today. So that's one instance with the CBD, with the THC, the psychoactive part of marijuana. Now, CBD also has effect on our cells. So THC is a little bit like the spike protein. We all know what a spike protein looks like because of that 2020. And the spike protein is same with alcohol, and basically those spikes penetrate into our cells, and that's how we get stoned or affected by marijuana, or we get drunk, is by that going there. So we've had 3-year-olds with a brain tumour on the stem of their brain that Charlie Teo, the most, not riskiest, but guy that would do a lot of brain surgeries where other people wouldn't go, he's done 1,000, I think 6,000 or something. He's now operating overseas because APRA stood out of line or did something or said something. Bang! You're gone, buddy. You don't toe the line with us. And so the network, all right, what do we do? Obviously, I've got the connection to source. I can double check, meditate and things, That'll just make sure I've ticked all the boxes. So the best one was I went to Indoka Labs and went to Ministry of Health in Amsterdam, and they give some information on things that have happened before. Over there, they had this thing called the triple threat, CBD, THC, and traditional medicine all together, getting 98% success rate. And I went, what? What? And this has been going on overseas for years. So I got the information, and I was looking at how much CBD would needed to strengthen the cell wall so that if you had alcohol or took marijuana, THC, the spike couldn't penetrate the cell and you wouldn't get stoned or you wouldn't get drunk from it. And I started experimenting with that. And I spoke to the parents of this child. The child was having up to 20 seizures a day, and anyone that knows about that territory is getting dangerous. Talking like very life-limiting, and also it's going to end to dying very soon. There's only so much that the body can deal with that stressful seizures and environment with what's going on in the brain. So basically I said, look, you haven't got much, you've got all the choice. We can do all the diet and, trying to get a 3-year-old to juice and smoothie and all that. Wasn't that actually hard? So we decided to go with some high-dose CBD, low-dose THC. Now, THC does different things, and CBD, when it's cooked, decarboxylated, they call it, and raw. For instance, with anxiety, if you take a raw CBD mixture, you will get more anxious. If you have a cooked decarboxylated one, it will calm you down. So we've had thousands and thousands of people in the past go and try CBD, and it freaks them out. That's why. It's a compound that we make in our own body. Okay, that's a synthetic form that we bring in, but we make it 2 types in our bone marrow right now. So basically, we were able to administer enough in this child so that he wouldn't get wasted. We started off very, very small, did it with the rest, the detox, the food, everything else, and he's free of that today. This is how powerful. So what I'm saying is the THC comes involved in cancer for intensity, for a big interaction, to knock it out of the park, to inhibit that tumour, to starve it. So it's just a kicker. If you've got time and your diagnosis isn't that great, don't worry about it. All the rest of it is going to be fine. But if you get to that intense spot and you need some help, that's when you need to get someone that's got experience with this. So governments at the moment, I knew a few years ago, someone from a Sydney university got $20 million to experiment with THC and cancers and all that sort of stuff. I offered some maybe 20,000 pages that I've written. They don't want it. Yeah. So you know how I'm open. The reason why I'm able to get this and provide this to you, for you to heal yourself, is because I've been totally open to everyone, every single situation. From here to eternity, I'll be open to everything and look at everything, try everything. I will not close myself off to anything because I don't want to miss anything. They're starting with $20 million. They're already closed off to begin with. So they're looking for a drug. You got to look at motivations as well. Why would the universe give me the permanent cure to incurable disease, the first one in the history, and not a medical doctor? Because the medical doctor's not looking for it, for starters. They're trying to treat you with something that can make money. The doctors that are trying to work out cancer are trying to win a race to make a drug for cancer that will make more money. They will be known within their little chemistry office or set as, I'm the one that had this drug that made the most money. That's how they'll be recognised, and that's how the system works at the moment. And the system all feeds each other. So good luck dismantling all of that when it comes time, which is not far away. So we've got this system, we've got this ability where natural beings, anything unnatural is going to automatically start reversing my cancer. Isn't that such a beautiful thing? You can start this today. You can start it tomorrow. Okay, I'm going to put a page on my website. I'm going to put all my old recipes of a 14-day protocol of this cell regenerative diet. You can go there, download the shopping list, cook all the stuff. I think there's some videos you can cook along with me and all that sort of stuff. And there's a few sort of premises and rules about it. But look, at the end of the day, all this change within your biology is going to change something. And if it's naturally aligned, it's always going to change it for the better. Okay, so now you know what to listen to and what not to, because you know who you are. Okay, anything in life, once you know the core truth in something, you can apply filters to know whether that's right. So we're a natural system. Anything unnatural to us is not accepted by this system. So therefore, our immune systems are shot, the cold goes around us, all that. So if someone comes along and goes, all right, look, we've got cancer, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, you've got to do that. Well, no, you don't. You need to do everything, and you need to make sure that it's naturally aligned for a natural system, and it should make sense. And then you'll know, because the results will always improve. Okay, I've never done this, never shown anyone this, never worked with anyone and created so much change and nothing's improved. Ever. I've had one person that I didn't do it directly with, just shared my information. They went away, nah, that won't make much difference. And they're now on the other side of the veil, helping me magnetically, helping me from spirit world, realizing maybe now what they've done. We don't have anything that is against us. Everything is to aid us. Everything that's provided to us is there to help us. You have the ability to take charge of your own health and then never have this problem again. Remission was a word that was invented by someone who treats something. Don't even need that word in my cancer reversing thing. Okay, so basically that's where we're at. Hopefully some of the words I've said to you have resonated. Now you've got your guides have listened to it as well, loved ones that have passed over. So you've got magnetic, you've got a spiritual team working, helping, downloading signs, synchronicities to keep you on song. If you want to heal, make it clear, I want to heal. They will help you. They're there to help you. Guides, they're called guide because they're there to guide. So basically, make it known. Be very direct about what you're doing. I hope this helps. I really, really, really look forward to the ripple effect of this going throughout the world. If you need help, contact me. On this, there's also information on my website, aaronroussos.org. I'll put a page there with the Cancer Reverser, all these downloads. I'll put lots of information there for you so you can do your personal development side of things. And, let's heal the world together.